And off we go in Seattle. And Muhammad will be the return man for Washington. He goes right back up the gut, and he goes right through a defender for Illinois. Back to pass Williams. A lot of room to run. He's going to take that room. Gets to the outside. Pushed out of bounds just short of a first down. Good gain of 8 or 9. As we take a look at that starting lineup for Washington, that tight end room is banged up, but they're getting some pieces back on the offensive line, Jake. Get it to Boston on the outside. He's got a first down and much more. Taken down past the 40-yard line. First down Washington after a gain of 9.
The Illini football team has been beat up in the back end. Chance to get healthy last week.
And on to Coleman, bounces it to the outside. And just gets to the 50-yard line. Another good gashing play for the offense for Washington. Williams on the keeper, gets to the outside. Another first down for Washington. Everything good for 8 or 9 yards so far for the Huskies offense. Plenty of time to pass. Williams sets up and checks it down to Muhammad, puts his head down and is close to a first down. And mark him about a half a yard short.
Well, the pads are cracking. This is going to be a violent, physical football game. It started with the kickoff return from Muhammad. You've seen Jonah Coleman. Those two guys are the RB1 and RB2 for this Husky football team. Jonah Coleman, 5'9", 220. He's a battering ram. But then in comes Adam Muhammad. He's 6 foot 220. Got to bring your feet and bring your hat, buckle your chin strap, meeting these running backs in the hole.
Second down and very short. Handed off Coleman. And it's the first time the Huskies haven't gained 8 or 9 yards. Pickup of 4 and a first down for the Huskies. Amari Evans, the motion man. Play action pass, get it to the outside. Boston sheds one, sheds two. He's inside the 10. First and goal from the 10. Go pass. Jordan Washington trying to get to the outside. He's inside the 5-yard line. A flag comes in.
Holding. 86 of the offense. 10-yard penalty.
Williams play action again to Coleman. DeGraff in front of him. Coleman gets to the 12 or 13-yard line. Gain of 7. Second and goal.
Something Illinois is going to have to be prepared for. Jed Fish loves to go to the screen game down here. Effectively served as a screen to Jonah Coleman with Decker DeGraff out blocking in front of him. They love the little quick halfback punch screens down here as well.
Tipped and incomplete. Ball's in the air forever. It was looking for Boston. Williams looking end zone. Running out of time. Flush to his left. Still looking. Pass caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown Huskies. Valentine with a good return out across the 30-yard line. And Illinois will take over. A late flag comes in, though.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 18 of the kicking team. This 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. 1st and 10, Illinois.
There's another big penalty.
Handoff instead of pass. Nice floater into Husky territory as they get Hank Beatty for a good gain and a first down for the Illini. Altmaier to pass. He's going deep, looking for Beatty, and he knocks it away. Good defense by Beatty to prevent the interception from McLaughlin. Trips on the top of the screen. You got Valentine with a run, lowers his shoulder across the 35-yard line. Gain of 8, 3rd down and 2. Huskies load the line of scrimmage. Play action to the outside. Catch is good. See if they give him progress. The ball popped out late. Looks like they're going to give forward progress to Hudson Clement. And a 1st down for Illinois. Defensive coordinator for years, Brett Bielema in Illinois. Altmaier play action. One pump. Altmaier in trouble and just throw it away. Smart play by the senior Luke Altmaier. To pass again, Altmaier checks it down. And it's a 1st down for Illinois. Cole Rusk, senior tight end. Gain of 11. Handed off. Laughley, pickup of a few. This offensive line, Jake, 23 sacks allowed, 5th most in the FBS. But as you said, they've gotten better over the last few weeks and a bye week to get them healthy. Altmaier keeps. Altmaier spins and he's down short of a 1st down. 3rd down coming up for the Illini. Justin Bosick checks in. It's on the bottom of your screen. Play clock at 5. Going Bosick's way with the fade route. No flag, incomplete. 4th down coming up. It's from 33. And he tucks it inside that right uprights. 12 straight makes for David Olano. Muhammad on the return. He's got an alleyway up the outside. Muhammad tripped up across the 30-yard line. Changing the play, Damon Williams hands it off. Flag comes in. They have a formational issue here for Washington.
Illegal formation. More than 4 players in the backfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Into the flat. Roebuck brought down by a gang of Illini. 2nd catch for Roebuck. To the outside, Muhammad with a catch. Muhammad slips through, and it's a 1st down for Washington. Coleman's already got a catch. Set up that screen, and it's incomplete.
He's serving as their wide tight end today.
Across the middle, that's Boston. 1st down to Huskies inside the 25-yard line. Boy, Williams had all day to throw. Williams carries and falls down. Maybe some of that turf issue. Handed off Coleman up the middle.
Okay, all done.
Pushes forward for a few, brings up 3rd down for Washington.
Really like the game plan so far by Jed Fish.
Coleman bounces. Coleman across the 15 and lunges for a 1st down.
See the motion there. He's seeing zone coverage now, alerting to a different play.
Williams going to the corner. Open. Get a foot down. Yes, touchdown. Huskies, it's Roebuck again with control.
Absolutely, catches it clean as long as he maintains possession. There's the left foot down, inbounds clearly. The Huskies, they're not conservative at all.
Handed off. Lawfrey tries right side. Hammered and dropped down. Another big hit.
Oh, what a win can mean to the confidence of these young players as they make a playoff push can't be overstated.
Lawfrey again with the carry and brought down by a pound of Huskies. First quarter has come and gone. Low snap, Altmaier flushed. Altmaier looking for help. There's Beatty with the catch and a first down for Illinois.
Did a great job there winning once Altmaier left the pocket.
Wide receiver screen to the outside, ran into his blocker, Colin Dixon on the catch. Minimal gain on first down. Running with some tempo here, second down and 8. Altmaier keeps and banged down short of a first down. 3rd and 2 for the Illini. Altmaier keeps. He's got the first down and more inside the 35-yard line. Handed off and tripped up around the 30 is Khalil Valentine. Altmaier slings it across, and Beatty slips a tackle. He's inside the 25-yard line. And another 3rd down and short after pickup of 5 for Beatty. Handed off, Fagan up the middle. First down, Illini inside the 20. 1st and 10 inside the 20-yard line. Fagan near the 15. And some hand fighting at the end of the play. Denzel Boston.
Boy, had to kick a field goal last drive.
Altmaier in trouble, slips, gets rid of it. Fagan out of the backfield inside the 10-yard line. Inches short of a potential first down. The 3rd down coming up.
It's just such a nice job by Luke Altmaier, the senior, the veteran. Look at him navigate the rush, but more importantly, keeps his eyes downfield, able to hit his running back for a check down and get back into another 3rd and short situation. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get into a heavy play action and take a shot at the end zone here in anticipation of going for it on 4th down if they don't get it.
It's Tai Uiagalelei that forced Altmaier to step up. 3rd and 1. Handed off, Lawfrey slips a tackle and leans forward for a first down for the Illini. Had a chance to get out of there. Steen was in the backfield, missed.
It's Fagan back in the game at running back. Remember his size, 6'3", 255.
Altmaier to throw, end zone incomplete, flag comes in. Tacario Davis on the coverage. They were looking for Dixon.
Just got there a little early. Colin Dixon breaking back out to the flag, and Davis, it's a physical rep there.
Pass interference. Number 8 of the defense. Penalty occurred in the end zone. First down at the 2-yard line.
Fagan gets it. Fagan, maybe a half a yard. Load up that right side of the offensive line. Jordan Anderson, a tight end in. Altmaier inside, touchdown. Colin Dixon with the score. What a drive from the Illini. It's critical for Illinois to come away with a touchdown there instead of a field goal. Returnable for Muhammad from the goal line. Muhammad up the middle and upended just short of the 25-yard line. Muhammad, the tailback. Muhammad gets it on first down. Big play, a spin for a gain of 8. Too bad you can't pick up Iowa for your defense and special teams in your fantasy football leagues. Not available.
Good.
Third down coming up for Washington. Angelo McCullum with the stop for Illinois. So 3rd down and 3. Haven't been a lot of 3rd down opportunities for Washington. They're 2 for 2.
Once again, this is the exact position where Damon Williams' legs are a major threat.
Multiple tight ends in the game, including Baron Naoni. Get to the outside. DeGraff with a drop. They had the first down, but Illinois, because of the drop, holds. First punt of the day. Fair catch called for by Beatty outside the 20. Altmaier to pass. Altmaier across the middle. There's Dixon again with another catch. Still on his feet past the 45-yard line. Colin Dixon having a good afternoon. Valentine on the carry following blockers. Valentine is tripped up.
Beatty has firmly solidified himself as a wide receiver 1, one of the best in the conference. Dixon has separated as their wide receiver 2.
Altmaier to the outside. Loffery with the catch across the 50-yard line. Brings up 3rd down. Handed off up the middle. It's Fagan breaking through the middle and finally wrapped up at the 30-yard line.
That right there is the other side to aggression.
Altmaier got end zone, and it is caught and now dropped at the last moment. Prysock on the coverage. Rashawn Clark was back there as well.
This is a beautiful ball by Luke Altmaier. Watch him drop this right there in the basket. You can't throw a better ball. Clement has it for a second, but a great job by Rashawn Clark, the nickel, getting the start today over Leroy Bryant, fighting and prying that ball loose late.
Altmaier completed 7 straight. 2nd and 10. Altmaier going to keep it. Right side, Altmaier near the 20-yard line. 3rd and manageable again. Altmaier will pass. Beatty one-handed. He's secure it. Yes. 1st down, Illinois. What a catch by Beatty.
Done. All done, guys.
Plows his way forward inside the 10-yard line. And a flag comes in late.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 64 of the offense. 15-yard penalty, the down counts. 2nd down.
Josh Kreutz, the senior center. Altmaier, end zone, and it's picked off. A flag comes out, but for now it's an interception for Tacario Davis.
Oh, and he can't believe it.
Pass interference. 8 of the defense.
That's a killer.
15-yard penalty, an automatic 1st down.
What a catch by Davis. What'd you see there, Jake? I didn't see much.
I didn't see much either. It looked just like
Had to
a
have been
normal
before that.
collision. Yeah, it was right before that. I mean, Bullock's running a post route. Davis is driving on it. I mean, yes, there was contact, but that's contact that happens on every play and every route, and that is a huge call by the official there. I wouldn't have thrown it. He did throw it. Here's another look at it. Watch him right here. Here comes Bullock on the post. Davis triggers.
Wow.
I mean, a little push off. And you got to think from the official's point of view where he sees it. He sees the arm extend. It wasn't much.
Second and backed up to first and goal. Handoff Fagan to the 5. Second and goal for the Illini. Fagan in at running back. Altmaier, pass, caught, touchdown. Tanner Arkin with the score, and the Illini have the lead. Muhammad let it bounce into the end zone.
So right now it's on Illinois' defense to try to adjust and get a stop themselves.
Williams to the outside. Catch made by Vines Bright, his first catch. Williams behind Boston. Had an opening there in between the defenders. Third down. Set up the slant route to Boston and a first down for Washington. Clock stops under 2 minutes. Move the chains. Coming up on 90 seconds to go. Williams again. He's going to try and run it. Williams behind Coleman, his lead blocker. Picks up 5. Clock stops and a timeout used by Washington. Quiet first half for Washington. Again, Boston right in the middle of that defense. Big gain on 2nd and 5 to the 41-yard line. Williams all day to throw. Williams steps up, checks it down to Coleman. Coleman gets out of bounds. He has barely been touched today, Damon Williams. Williams runs, Williams spins and gets inside the 25-yard line. Man, shake and bake from Damon Williams. Williams to pass, oh my goodness gracious, right in his hands of James Kreutz, and he dropped it. Instead, 2nd down and 10. Williams again on the slant to Boston, his 6th catch of the day. Down to the 16-yard line. Another timeout on the field. Gonna hand it off. Washington tries to get the edge. He does. Out of bounds. First down, Huskies. Set up. Boston. He's got to throw it. He's got a wide open man. Touchdown! Jonah Coleman scores. Boston threw it.
What a great play call by Jet Fish. He is in his bag.
Valentine wrapped up near the 30, pushing forward, still across the 30-yard line, still moving those legs to the 34-yard line. Altmaier. And he threw it away. He was looking in the direction of Bullock. Altmaier hands it off. Laffery has it, almost broke through. He's to the 40-yard line. Clock ticks. Conservative play call. So very conservative there at the end of the half by Bielema. Illinois gets the football first. Luke Altmaier back to work. First drive of the second half. Thank you, Brooke. Altmaier hands it off and now pulls it back. Altmaier's going to run it, and he is slung down by McLaughlin. Second down and 2. Altmaier to pass. He's in trouble. Altmaier gets rid of it, and it is caught just barely as Tanner Arkin pulled it off the turf, and a first down for Illinois. Bring Jordan Anderson to the backfield. Altmaier looked right, now right down the seam, and it's incomplete. Slick surface, 2nd and 10. Pressure coming. Altmaier got rid of it and some contact. There's a flag coming in from the far side. Easton in coverage.
Ineligible player, number 64, downfield. Penalty is declined, 3rd down.
Let's see, look, Ryan Walter's been bringing a ton of pressure. At some point, he's going to drop out of it. Let's see what he goes with here.
They bring 4 down the middle, and it's almost intercepted right in the breadbasket of Rainy Sale, but he dropped it. Perfect name for a guy who plays in the Pacific Northwest, too, on a rainy day. And a flag comes out.
False start. 17 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Kick is away. Boston back to receive it. Boston fumbles it. Who's going to jump on it? It's Huskies football. It's not just difficult to punt it away, it's also difficult to catch. Williams back to pass, set up the screen to Coleman. Coleman gets to the outside. Decent gain on 1st down. Coleman slips up. And Coleman is going to be short of a 1st down. Pickup of 3, 3rd down and 2 coming up. 13 rushing attempts so far for Washington. Handed off. Coleman bounces off one, pushes forward for a 1st down. That's what he does best. Keeps those legs moving. Get it out to DeGraff on the catch. DeGraff spun down and a 1st down. Coleman's got it and upended after a pickup of 3. He has officials allowing substitution. Coleman right up the gut. Still on his feet across the 50. Coleman's on the move and down to the 35-yard line. There's a big burst in the running game.
This is what makes him special. He's like a boxer throughout the game. It's body shot, body shot, body shot, and then bang, here comes the head shot. Liable for an explosive run at any point. You just keep feeding him.
Ball out, picked up and sliding at the 35-yard line is Williams. Design run for Williams. Short gain, they'll call it 2. 3rd down and 8. Williams, sprint right, Williams. Caught, 1st down, Huskies. Finds Denzel Boston again. He shed all of his gloves. Free play, everybody's kind of standing around, slip it to the outside, and it's almost a 1st down for Raiden Vines Bright. Felt like half of the field was playing on that play. Traditional I formation of Big Ten football. There's Coleman outside. Coleman on his feet. Coleman dives! Touchdown Huskies! On a 90-yard touchdown drive. Gross kick is good. Lawfrey gets a carry. Lawfrey hit and driven back. X-Ray Alexander the first to knock him backward. Heat coming, pass is complete to Beatty. Wrapped up by Devin Bryant. Altmaier banged up a little after taking that hit. 3rd and 3, Beatty across the motion, across the formation. Altmaier to pass. Altmaier got rid of it quick. Catch made. What hands by Justin Bowick. 1st down, Illini.
Luke Altmaier is ice cold. Quad formation to the left. They ran it to the right last time.
Do it again here. Hit and stuck by Prysock after a gain of 2. Altmaier, the leading rusher for the Illini this afternoon. Altmaier to pass again. Altmaier checks it down. He's got his tight end for a first down. Cole Rusk with another catch. Bringing heat. Altmaier got rid of it. Staying in bounds. Rusk again with a catch and another first down for Illinois. Boy, Altmaier is getting hammered on this drive.
And look what he does to affect the rush. There's a free rusher right there. There's number 12, Alex McLaughlin. Pump fakes, gets him up in the air, and it's just a subtle little slide to the right.
Laughley gets a carry. First down, Illinois. Knifes his way across the 40. Pump fake by Altmaier. Now he goes down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Great coverage downfield. Altmaier got across the 35 and then driven backward. And a flag comes in late. Silly play as Deshaun Lynch made the hit. And then Brandon Henderson came in at the end with a push in the back.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. First 75 of the offense, 15-yard penalty. The down counts.
Altmaier to pass again. Altmaier. Beatty, yeah, it's picked off. Still on his feet. Tacario Davis inside Illinois territory. He had the pick negated earlier on the pass interference. Muhammad gets the carry here. Muhammad around the outside. A flag comes in. Potentially a first down for Washington. We'll check on the laundry.
Holding. 74 of the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Right tackle Drew Azapardi. Wide throw wrapped up in a very minimal gain. Catch by Chris Lawson, one of the 3 freshman wideouts here for Washington.
So that backs him all the way up. You're talking about the possessions. A field goal would keep this as a 2-possession game.
Second and 18. Illinois only stopped Washington once. Williams to pass. He's going for it all. Lays it up, and it's incomplete, and no flag.
If you're Amari Evans, what you want to do to sell that, you want to work back through Juice Clark. And then I think if he works back through the DB, he gets the call. But because he was fading away and falling down, the officials decide against throwing the flag.
3rd and forever for Washington. Williams to pass again. Williams flushed out. A lot of room to run. Williams lays his head down, stays up, spins out of it inside the 20. What a run from Damon Williams. Play action. Williams on the move again. Underneath, a huge hit on the outside. That was Juice Clark with a big hit. We will go to the 4th quarter on Montlake. An 11-point lead right now for Washington. Lots on the line. Both teams at 5-2 on the season. Handoff, Coleman, reversing field. Coleman trying to get to the outside. Pushing Juice Clark. Those two going back and forth. Out of bounds. The flag comes in late.
Personal foul. Face mask. For 6 of the defense. Penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal with an automatic first down.
This one again against Illinois. 1st and goal for the Huskies. Williams going to tuck it and now throw it. Inbounds, touchdown. Denzel Boston, Mr. TD. Gross puts it through 35-17 Washington. Hand it off. That's Valentine pushing the pile near a first down, pickup of 9. And a few stops on defense too. Altmaier underneath. That's Valentine out of the backfield. First and 10 for the Illini. Hand it off again. Valentine trying to get the edge, and he is sniffed out by Alexander. First negative play of the day for Illinois. Altmaier got a huge hit. It's intercepted. Another pick. Flag comes out. McCallie on the interception will check on the flag, but Altmaier got drilled as he was delivering that pass.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, high hit to the quarterback, number 11. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, sideline interference, Washington bench. Both these penalties will be enforced 15 yards.
My
First down,
goodness.
Illinois.
You go from a turnover to 30 yards.
And that's just hitting him up high. You see the helmet-to-helmet contact. I believe that's what the officials are seeing there, and that is a big hit. And like you said, Jeff, it's the stacked penalties. You go from your ball thinking this game is over to Illinois ball and plus 30 yards for penalties.
The seam, Beatty with the catch down to the 5-yard line. Illinois is on the move. First and goal, Illini. What a turn of events here in Seattle. Valentine in the backfield. Valentine gets it, feeling his way towards the end zone and stopped at the 1. Second and goal.
I think another element of those two penalties is the time, Jeff. It's 30 yards on penalties with 0 seconds taken off the clock, and then you hit an explosive to Beatty, and
handed off to the up man and into the end zone for Jordan Anderson.
And now Illinois, after the touchdown, they're going to go for 2 here. Remember,
Altmaier got it. 2-point conversion is good as he finds Cole Rusk in the end zone. What a swing. Jonah Coleman in the second half. There's Boston with another catch. Boston following his blocker out to the 45-yard line. Great block by the freshman Roebuck to lead the way. 9 catches for 129 for Boston. Handed off to Coleman. Coleman to the right side, and a flag comes in.
Personal foul. Illegal hands in the face, 44 the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play with an automatic first down.
Angelo McCullum, plus side of the field now for Washington. Williams to pass again. Going deep, looking Boston's way. It's incomplete. A trio of Illini in there in coverage on Denzel Boston.
Zachary Henning back in at tight end. Converted offensive lineman.
Coleman hit, driven backwards after a gain of 4.
See Caleb Patterson traveling with him.
They've got Boston. Boston slips. Tight ropes. Out of bounds. Call him down at the 11-yard line. Boston is down.
He says, I'm good, and he's firing the crowd up here. You know, he's been running up and down the sidelines, guys. He's telling them I'm good.
He tried to get in the huddle right there. Thank you so much, Brooke. 1st and 10. Williams to pass. Dumps it underneath. Inside to 5 and down at the 2-yard line. Williams to throw it. He's got his man. Touchdown. Huskies. It's DeGraff. Grady Gross for the point after. It is up and good, and Washington has put up 42 points, and they have answered.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 44, the defense. That 15-yard penalty will be added on the kickoff.
Illinois dominated this game in the 2nd quarter. Altmaier hit as he throws. It's incomplete. And another big hit against Altmaier. Altmaier sets up the screen. Valentine has it, trying to make a man miss. He won't do it. Good tackle by Devin Bryant in space. And a false start.
False start. 58 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Melvin Priestley, the right tackle. Altmaier, pass caught. What a huge hit. And surviving is Cole Rusk. Longest play of the day for Illinois. Altmaier's going to run. Altmaier across the 50-yard line. Gain of 5 for Altmaier, who is the leading rusher today for Illinois.
Free play.
Altmaier to the sideline, catch good, out of bounds. Hudson Clement with the reception.
Offside. For 8 of the defense. Penalties declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
Went right to that vacated area. Winded on that whistle as Altmaier to pass again. Altmaier floats one down the sideline, and it's intercepted. Was looking for Beatty. It's picked off. And Damon Williams now with just over 6 minutes to go. Handed off. Coleman goes through the line to the 15-yard line, and handed off to Coleman. Coleman spun around and then wrapped up and loses yardage. Williams has thrown for 269. He's thrown for 4 touchdowns. He's also run it for 62
First time
yards.
out of the half.
14 points in that 1st quarter. Only 1 stop so far for this Illinois defense. Williams steps up. Williams spied. Williams trying to get to the corner. Williams got to the 20-yard line. Where are they going to stop him? Right at the 20. He's a yard short.
Here comes the block team.
Oh, almost got there. And a flag comes in. Ball still rolling at the 40. They knock it down. 2 flags come in. Boy, Illinois almost got home.
Running into
Illinois
the
saying
kicker
that it was tipped.
for 0. The defense. This 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
You say running into the kicker, but was it tipped? Tipped by his leg?
Yeah, no, I don't think it was tipped at all. Yeah, that's Mac.
Sedich, yeah.
Sedich, yeah.
running into the kicker, so it's first down Washington.
After reviewing the play, ruling of running into the kicker is upheld. 5-yard penalty results in a first down. Illinois is charged with timeout and may not challenge for the remainder of the game.
Williams going to run it and now throw at the very last moment. Nice sliding catch by Chris Lawson. And Williams going to go down. Fake the handoff to Jordan Washington. Loss of 3 for Williams. Washington stays in the game. Washington gets the carry and brought down to the 35-yard line. And Illinois, I believe, will use their final timeout. Fumble snap. Washington picks it up. He's going to run with it. And he's going to get a first down. That is exactly how this game has gone for Washington this afternoon. Demond Williams is losing some rushing yardage from taking these kneel downs, but he has really done a number for every statistical category today. He put this Huskies team on his shoulders and he delivered. You mentioned him in the Heisman conversation. He's flirting with them.
Certainly, and I mean, he'll have an opportunity to prove it, opportunities to prove it down the stretch of the season. And it's, you know, just talking to Jed this week, that was a frustrating game on the road in Michigan. That was an important game for this team. They went in there trying to win. The final score doesn't tell us how competitive it was, but regardless, it was a loss. And this one was a big response opportunity. And respond they did, Jeff. Big win for the Huskies. Jed Fish, Demond Williams, Ryan Walters. And it's time to rank the Huskies. Rank the Huskies.
Good hug right there by Brett Bielema.
Coach, right here.
As well as Jed Fish. As the Huskies improved to 6-2 on the season.